One here, folks. FaZe Clan versus Charlotte Phoenix. And off the rip, it's going to be AJ bringing it upfield. And we'll see how FaZe Clan kind of approach things as Gyro goes for the awkward angle right away. And almost, but sure. It's a whole lot of almost.
I think Beastabonium was kind of a victim of his freshman year in Rocket League. The ability to be so electric off the gate. A lot of people were putting those expectations into the lens and saying, okay, this must be your neutral straight constantly. He didn't actually excel all the time, but when he was able to be the X Factor, we saw peak Beastabonium. Since then, it's just been about finding that form once again. And it doesn't mean he won't hit it. It just sometimes takes a while. Sophomore slumps are a very present thing in every part of life. As Delta tries to go out with the double tap, but you just kind of have to wait and find your rhythm. And a great start for Charlotte.
Big follow-up here from Andy. Delta gives him the nice little drop down here. Andy realizes not totally on target, follows through, and is able to get there before the defender, confirming that shot. Might have gone in without the extra touch, but the confirmation, absolutely what you want to look for. And so Charlotte Phoenix, the first one on the board here. Definitely a nice look, but an almost instant response. And AJ makes sure it's an instant response. Tied up at 1 before the 4th minute even begins.
Yeah, the biggest question, if you're Atlas right now, is how long can you hold up that planet? AJ is a stone that turns into a snowball, turns into a boulder, turns into a mountain rolling downhill. It's going to be difficult going into this series if you're Charlotte Phoenix to keep AJ off the ball, especially towards the goal line. It's going to have to be the #1 priority. Not only that, but executing on your counterattacks down the field as AJ does the same from the back wall and gets it back for possession and FaZe.
I love that position there. AJ goes, takes the ball on the 2 teammates, left side wing, knowing that 50 might go in the other direction. And this one just all offense. Aleutian pushes forward, and then Gyro's there to just say, mine.
That's the danger of FaZe, those extra possessions, grabbing rebounds off the backboard and kicking it back out to the last player up. Getting the call from Gyro, he moves up the midfield and slots in perfectly for the recovery. And here comes Aleutian screaming off the kickoff F-Dot. FaZe are playing with a certain vigor on the field that it is so difficult to stop.
Yeah, I certainly see it as well. Aleutian with a nice go, but Beastabonium there, as well as Andy on the flank. Gyro here keeping it on this side. No help from teammates. And there's Aleutian. Little high. Can't find the putback. And so it's Andy in transition, met by Gyro in the midfield. And one more time, it's FaZe keeping control of the ball. Gyro here. Ooh, Andy coming in hot. And that'll result in Beastabonium and Andy taking it down the right wing of the field. AJ here to meet. Where's the third teammate? A little back and forth here in the right corner. Beastabonium winning. Delta coming in from the right-hand side. Nothing good for it. Andy with a shot denied by Aleutian.
This boost control from Charlotte is impressive off the start. They're giving FaZe a run for their money on the defensive end. Delta escapes down the field. He's going to look for a center here, but the pinch from FaZe buys them time. Backboard. And Beastabonium going to be careful about circling up. That's what I'm worried about for Charlotte. Do they commit so heavily to the offensive rotation that they forget they need someone back on an island and FaZe counterattack down the field pretty quickly? So far, they have escaped that problem, but it is something to keep in the back of your mind.
Dangerous here for the blue team as FaZe look to set up another play. Gyro off the back wall. AJ can't get there. It's Delta gets there first. And so no shot opportunity. This one, on the other hand, clean and clear. AJ crystallizes and puts in #3.
Can't let him get the long pass off. Can't let him get free roam when it comes to using the back wall to circle back into the play. There needs to be a bump. There needs to be an interception. There needs to be a challenge. FaZe working through the midfield and having so much room to move through and execute their game plan. Charlotte Phoenix have to do a better job at tightening up on the challenges.
Aleutian and Gyro doing a good job of maintaining possession. The demo will open up something. Andy, the last defender, up, and Aleutian puts it on down. 5 in total, 4 on FaZe side.
I think it's safe to say game 1 might be all FaZe. as AJ's the wrecking crew moving through the back and takes on the janitorial duty of clearing out the goal line. Swift, easy, precise striking is there, and unbothered at the midfield, even on the kickoff. Gyro last up. Almost gets faked out on the play, but FaZe by time with a 4-1 lead.
Charlotte Phoenix just have not been able to find any sort of forward momentum. This could be it, though, until AJ gets involved. There's too much distance in between the players who are the intended passee, it feels like, for Charlotte Phoenix. I see a lot of decent passing lanes that are filled by FaZe.
Yep.
And I guess that's probably better said. A good job by FaZe for getting in there first, as Gyro also gets in here, putting up his second goal of the game.
You want to know what it is, F-Dot? You look at teams like Rogue at their peak when they're moving down the field. A lot of space, but also they move with long motions. For FaZe, it's a lot of hard cuts into the play. A lot of being able to use the backward, use the sidewall, and immediately turn in on the play. Sharp corners to this offense. I mean, it is almost present on every single play. They don't take a lot of time rotating down the field. They move into the action, they get where they need to be, they set up for a shot or position, and they move out. They are very quick to cut in and cut out of a play.
Right now, they're moving in. FaZe have bought the plot, built the house, decorated the inside. 30 seconds to go, 4 goals to climb up. I think it's okay to start thinking about game number 2 here.
Absolutely.
And Charlotte Phoenix, I think, the number one thing for me is lack of possession time. FaZe has owned this ball the entire game. Charlotte were able to get a goal, and that just seemed to like make FaZe angry, and they didn't share anymore.
Well, it's difficult to share when you're down 4 goals and you're just trying to find one. It was Charlotte who got the first one in game 1, F-Dot, but after that, I mean, FaZe were clearly the better team on the field. Being able to punch the ball down at range, you send that at least towards distance in the center of the box. That should be cut off immediately by Charlotte. They were just not able to do anything. And that will give you kind of the insight to the speed of FaZe, but not only that, the quickness they have on offense. Their decision-making on the ball is about as quick of a millisecond as you could ask for. Charlotte Phoenix were a little bit too slow on the reads, and FaZe took advantage.
Well, game 1 in the books. FaZe Clan 5-1. Rough, as a dog would say. Charlotte just has so much to come back here with. I am very much one who says you can learn something from virtually every single loss, but I'm also an absurd realist. And at the end of the day, I think that one is just forget about it, bro. I don't think that you think about game number 1. I think you say, yeah, we need to own the ball a little bit more. But if I'm coaching in there, there's no big talk. There's no big remember the Titans moment. It's just forget about it, boys. Let's go out there and try and get a dub here. And Delta carrying it downfield might just be the beginning of that, as he sets up a demo onto Gyro. Beastabonium here following off the rebound, but it's just right trapped up here. Yeah.
That moment right there where the ball hangs between 2 defenders, that's where you got to jump the gun if you're Beastabonium and go for a shot. You got to catch FaZe on the off timing. Oh, wow, almost a dunk. FaZe getting a little bit testy here, and that's the danger as they put one towards the back of the net. Charlotte Phoenix off target again, but they haven't had a lot of time to get quality shots at the net, so anything you get, you're just going to pull up from mid-range.
Ooh.
And it's looking a little dicey off the start. FaZe completely taking over.
Big play from Andy for the bump, but a bigger play by Delta, honestly, to keep this one out of FaZe hands. Demo should be recovered by now. Beastabonium grabs one, and with that steal, AJ just lying in wait. Lots of demos here coming out from Charlotte Phoenix as they desperately try to break through the defense, quite literally. But still nothing doing. And Andy here trying to lead the charge. Delta will get there as Aleutian sends a shot relatively hastily. And the ball stuck here in mid.
You can't control FaZe's pace. You can't control their ability to pass. So you got to mitigate the other mistakes with giving the ball away on counterattacks. If you're Charlotte Phoenix, that needs to be the call. They'll try to pinch it off the sidewall, but AJ again finds extra ways to just keep it alive and move it back to midfield. And these are the moments on the counterattacks. You have to get in front of the ball if you're Charlotte Phoenix, and make sure you don't give it away on a clear down the opposite end. FaZe continue to go up for a challenge, meet the ball on the point of contact, and take it right away. They have been unrelenting when it comes to this offense. Even though they're not scoring F dot, they are making life absolute hell for Charlotte, and Charlotte doesn't have the boost to be able to recover.
On the other side of things, though, FaZe still haven't been able to actually convert. Gyro setting up AJ, still denied. I thought that was the moment. Instead, it's Andy going the other way. Illusion gets there first. Delta climbs the ladder, setting up Beastabonium, who sends it to the left. Andy sends it to the mid, but it's a little too high, and Delta can't get a good angle. Beast tries to keep it here, but ultimately that's the end of the possession. And it's all FaZe one more time.
When they cut off the timing of FaZe, look what happens. FaZe starts to scramble towards the top of the key. Punching that ball to the backboard once more. FaZe are trying to buy time at the midfield to get boost and re-challenge on this offensive hit down the field. This might be the chance now. With a minute 58 to go in this game, Illusion going to run point. The challenges continue for Charlotte. They're moving the attacks outside of the offensive third for FaZe, and they're keeping them out of the goal line, which is only helping their cause currently. This is a good showing on defense in the last minute or so from Charlotte.
3 players on the field for Charlotte after that demo, unfortunately for them and their fans, on the defensive end. Pushing forward, all members from FaZe back here, and Beast keeping it Charlotte style. Delta soft trap, sends it to Beastabonium, sends it all the way home, and that's a goal for Charlotte Phoenix.
Take advantage of the point of contact. FaZe don't clear, and Delta jumps up on the gun and says, I'm going to get the read. Instead of going for a quick shot, likely would have been saved or high given his positioning on the field. Pass it to Beastabonium, who has much more room to work with and so much of a wide open net to be able to bait the defender right underneath the ball. Great quick shot, and Charlotte Phoenix looking for the second. Redirect won't work. AJ misflips into the back of the net. You have numbers at midfield if you're Charlotte. This should be a chance to take the ball away, but Illusion says absolutely not, and they tie this one up.
The low latency response. This is what you want. The last pass play was pretty. This, arguably prettier. Illusion 2-for-1 special. The shot and the shove. Because of that, we got 67 on the clock and 2 goals split.
Oh, God.
Gyro can't put it in. He can't finish it. And Delta's pushing downfield. Like that caution. Could have went all the way, but chose not to. And the ball wildly uncontrolled. Spaceman, panic, or just fast?
Nope, just fast. FaZe are playing pretty calculated when it comes to moving past the midfield line. Gyro had no room to work with on that pinch and no boost, so you can't really get to the ball and restabilize. You were trying to hope for a teammate to come up. Gyro all the way over. To the backboard we go, and FaZe are doing a very, very good job of controlling the pace at midfield. They have not let Charlotte escape for long, as Andy will be the first one up. There's a pass,
nice
there's
shot.
Delta, and you have to hit that if you're Charlotte.
Oh, you've got to be there, Delta. That was a fantastic pass, but Andy gets it done. We're still playing with Andy. 2 goals here for Charlotte Phoenix. And 8 seconds left for FaZe to answer back.
Everybody drop. Andy's coming. 1 goal is all it's needed for FaZe. I've just taken out F-Dot. Delta on the kickoff. And Charlotte might be escaping this game too, tying this series up. We'll see if FaZe can do anything. Nope, gonna let it drop. And that was fantastic Rocket League from FaZe, but a better clutch moment from Charlotte Phoenix to be able to take game 2.
Well said. Well said. You know,
Thank you.
I might even say that FaZe arguably played better Rocket League for a larger amount of time.
Yeah.
But Charlotte played better Rocket League for when it mattered.
Yep. The FaZe played perfect Rocket League for 99% of the game, but when that 1% came around where they needed to score, Charlotte just scored. That's as simple as that. That's the brass tacks.
Man.
I told you this series
I
is gonna be
won't
fun.
say unexpected. I won't say unexpected.
No, not at all.
Because we know that this Beastabonium Andy Delta squad is capable of things like that. It's just fun to watch. It really is. Game number 3, a complete question mark now. I think if game number 2 goes to FaZe, game number 3 almost undoubtedly goes to FaZe, and we see an easy sweep. But with game number 2 going to Charlotte Phoenix, this is a larger question mark than it was when we entered the set, to be honest with you.
Charlotte are known to bend, not break, even though they still can't find a way to beat top teams. You can never get Charlotte out of your mind.
Like a weeping willow.
Sure.
Well, we're going to see who's going to make like a tree and leave this play.
Ah, Puculus persimmon. You've missed nothing. It's been a minute. Nobody's done anything.
Well, one thing that I think has been happening has been more of a Charlotte Phoenix partake of the possession. Earlier, what we were watching was just kind of FaZe playing racquetball, and Charlotte doing a great job on defense, as we noted, just a 2-1 game. But now we see more of Delta's team kind of coming and finding some shots that are denied, and then we see FaZe and more of a back and forth than we saw. And so, while ultimately none of the shots have landed, it's a 0-0 game, I absolutely think that we're seeing a lot more of Charlotte than we did earlier. I don't want to say it is as simple as confidence, but honestly, I mean, that dub definitely has to have the guys feeling some kind of way.
Yep. Well, they got their position back at midfield a little bit more. Andy, corner, cut off by FaZe. Now FaZe is playing turtle up defense, and you can tell they are uncomfortable with the way this start has gone. AJ burning a lot of boost as the backline goalie to be able to move out of the net. And numbers fall off for Charlotte. Don't know if I entirely agree with that as you give FaZe free roam. And we know what they can do with all of that green in front of them. A challenge goes the way of Charlotte, but FaZe keeping it up. So you vied for a position at midfield if you're Charlotte Phoenix. Now it's just up to the counterattack on the opposite end. Who runs point? So far, Delta to the sidewall wins a pinch, but no extra numbers here for Charlotte. They are leaving that ball in no man's land when it needs to be challenged.
A lot of that happened in game number 1, and it ultimately wound up with FaZe running away with it. We didn't see that in game number 2. And ultimately wound up with Charlotte Phoenix winning the game. It's not that simple. Sometimes it seems like it. And so I too would like to see Charlotte Phoenix kind of stick to a little bit more of these offensive plays. At the end of the day, you get beat for not falling back on defense, but you're also robbing yourself of opportunities here. And that balance, of course, is the entire game. We all know that. But Charlotte here getting taken out. AJ above 1. Can't make it past the second. Opts to shove Andy. Aleutian loses to 50. Midfield, FaZe. Gyro can't find it. And the ball, got a mind of its own. This is a good setup for Gyro. Doesn't have the power on it, though. And has to go for the double tap, the shove, and Aleutian's off target. A denial by the map itself.
Oh, God.
Gyro goes up and whiffs. Andy off to the races, finds the demo. This has to go in for Charlotte, but it's taken too long. Delta can't get it, and neither can Beast, as Gyro and Aleutian stop what's happening.
We've seen this happen before on this exact map with FaZe. They have a way of getting a little too over-aggressive and then overthinking their commitments on the ball. To the backboard we go. For Charlotte, it might just be simple terms, but keep beating FaZe to the ball. It's been working this series. Andy, connection. Gyro pinches it off the crossbar and gets it back out to Aleutian, who might carry. Leaves it to Gyro on the call, but a mistake on the double commit. Open net. Someone has to be there from Charlotte. Andy takes time rotating in, and the mistakes from both ends are costing each team goals.
Even in that last one, Delta gets the call a little bit too late, has to turn around, isn't able to find the goal. Charlotte Phoenix beating themselves, it seems like. That's a good clear. We got 38 on the clock.
I mean, Charlotte Phoenix have to know that FaZe are not giving them their best right now. So if you're Charlotte, this should just be all-out attack constantly. You should be pressuring on offense. That one's just going to bounce. Someone has to finish this ball. Delta, finally! 1-0 lead.
Oh my goodness.
It shouldn't be this close if you're Charlotte. There is no need.
I don't. Okay. Charlotte Phoenix have finally gotten the goal that they have spent all game trying to put in. Congratulations to them. It's up to FaZe right now with 16 seconds left to try and make this sweet for themselves. Gyro slows it down, pops it above 1, and Beastabonium stops the momentum. Time for one more push as the ball's in the air, but I think with Beastabonium making that play, that's it. And Charlotte Phoenix have series lead and are on match point.
It's amazing what you can do when you play at midfield and challenge the ball on the point of contact. You can take it away and neutralize the FaZe offense. I mean, that entire game was FaZe playing uncharacteristically slow and sloppy, Charlotte hesitant and indecisive on their counterattacks on offense, not sure how they want to use the ball up through the midfield, not sure how they want to pass to one another, not coming up for extra challenges when the ball is hanging in front of the net consistently. FaZe will never, ever, ever, ever give you a better chance to beat them than they just did in that game. Charlotte needed to win this if they wanted a chance in this series, and now they have a 2-1 lead.
You know what? At the same time, man, I've said this before on this broadcast. You know, as the great philosopher Vin Diesel once said, it doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning is winning. And I don't care how you won that game. The dub is the dub is the dub. And Charlotte Phoenix are one game away from dunking down FaZe here before the knockout stage. And Andy's starting it like he knows it. But again, the same issue. Nobody there to follow up.
You might be able to beat FaZe, but you can't beat family. And that's what counts. Andy to the corner. Shout out Vin Diesel. From the ceiling we go. Beastabonium going to pop it up. Here comes Andy's
nice
chance.
Angle.
Right back down. And
Beast.
there's the demo. Hey, FaZe, guess what? Ilkam's number 39 in the air tonight. No ground left untouched. Andy, perfect.
Look at that. Beastabonium, again, 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. Gets the pass and the demo. Both important for that goal. And Charlotte, again, the first team to score here. I like Gyro's idea there, fake it in the sky. Unfortunately, still met by defensive efforts. Delta there. Nice save. But Gyro here, flip reset, setting up Illusion, but the defense makes him shoot to the right. Again, good disruption here coming out from Charlotte. And another opportunity, converts and conserves the lead for Charlotte Phoenix.
The absolute last thing you want to do if you're a Charlotte Phoenix fan is see your team fall back on defense and refuse to get aggressive with a 1-0 lead with 4 minutes to play. The hardest part of Rocket League to win sometimes is the first 2 minutes of any game, because that's when you set the tempo and that's when you establish your presence at the midfield. Charlotte doing a very good job of exiting out those mistakes they had in Game 3 and recognizing that they have moments against FaZe where they can absolutely scream upfield uncontested.
Gyro with a really pretty save there. That was another nice look coming out from Charlotte. FaZe not completely asleep. They have had some good defensive sequences. Unfortunately, 2 goals on the board for them. Unfortunately for them and their fans, 2 goals on the board here for Charlotte. As we see a large change of attitude. I still think the issues are there from Charlotte, where we're just not seeing enough team play. Players seem to be just barely too far from each other, just barely not on the same page. But all of them are more aggressive, more confident, and more successful. So while they still have the same issues, shout out to AJ, but only once,
God,
they're getting more of this space, man. And
look at
this is worth talking about.
Beastabonium just baited everyone out of the goal line. Like, these are the plays that will break down FaZe. And once he does that, you better execute with everyone else pushed up and finding a shot. Like, Beastabonium single-handedly broke the net open, and then the rest of Charlotte Phoenix moved up and said, we'll take it from here. That is how you beat a team like FaZe. It is textbook right now for Charlotte. They are very, very close to taking this series 3-1.
if I'm FaZe, I talk a lot about being unconcerned. I think that there is a big part of Rocket League that you need to just stay unconcerned. You need to just stay in a zen mode.
No,
but right now, you gotta be concerned.
Absolutely, no, he put him on the mixtape. Are you kidding me?
This is a certified hood classic.
Beastabonium 1v1'd out of a bump and punches it out for a teammate. That cannot happen for FaZe. That is the best play you'll see all day.
Insane. Half a game, FaZe need to get 4. I think it's possible, but I think it is a tall ask. Andy to Beast, and AJ gets in front of it. Delta to Beast, and the wall gets in front of it. Slightly wide and to the right, open net, and this will be a FaZe goal. But if that's how FaZe is planning on scoring the next 3, I ain't so sure.
You got 2 minutes to play. The aura of Coliseum is a dangerous one. We have seen many fall on this map in the most horrific and improbable ways. If you're Charlotte Phoenix, this next minute is everything for the series. How you play with the ball in the next minute of this game will determine your success in this series. For FaZe, it's one possession at a time.
Nice. Delta gets there first. A nice 3-man pass play. That's what we need to see more of out of FaZe. You have the team play that Charlotte doesn't. No car is faster than a pass. So Illusion here, setting up Gyro, but Beast climbs the ladder first. Bottom shot, not going to be good either. And Delta makes it out of the neighborhood. You got to keep it there on the other side, FaZe. 90-second warning, and Gyro's going to start another possession.
Well, they keep challenging the ball right as FaZe brings it up. How do you clear it out for Charlotte? What a win by Beastabonium. He has been electric in this game 4. He has been the MVP so far of this game. But FaZe have it up.
Nice.
There's a demo in the net. The shot's a little high from AJ. He's usually good from the elbow. It's not there today. Delta going to clear it out. Charlotte Phoenix are scrambling on defense to get this ball back. FaZe are doing a very good job of applying pressure. 4-2. F-Dot. It feels like things are changing.
I mean, strange things are happening right now. Ain't no doubt about it. 61 seconds. Can we be gone in that amount of time? FaZe trying to bring us to a game 5. And they win the kickoff. Gyro here, pushing it down. Right wing is AJ. Freshly picked up boost. Gyro setting up Illusion, but Beastabonium gets there first. Still counting down. A goal needs to go in 10 seconds, and Gyro just might make it happen. Delta climbs the ladder, and AJ here, ball high. Gyro no boost, can't meet it. Spaceman, half a minute to go.
There were chances for FaZe there. If they had a lower shot, try to center it in the front of the box, you might be looking at a 4-3 game. Kicks it a little high right to the crossbar where Charlotte Phoenix were ready and waiting. There's a demo. It's a 1v3 down the field. Just take him off the flag. And there's the bump. It's Illusion 4-3. This is doable for FaZe.
The break check was right on time. Illusion, and then goes for it. Shouts to Gyro getting physical in the net. We got 17 seconds here, folks.
Oh, God.
And that might be enough for FaZe Clan to come on back. AJ up the left side of the field. Taken away by Delta. Scratch it. Illusion here. Single digits. 1 to tie. Gyro can't get there. Defense gets there first. Ladies and gentlemen, Charlotte Phoenix take down FaZe Clan.
You couldn't have predicted that if you tried. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to read about it. I don't even want to have it sent to my DMs. Absolutely not. Charlotte Phoenix almost bit the bad end of that bullet, and we're going to game 5. But oh my God. The resolve, the confidence, and the composure under pressure from Charlotte Phoenix to close out this game 4. They did what very few teams ever will do. They countered FaZe on offense. Well done. That was impressive.
Really, really impressive. And what I loved the most about this, and this replay right here is a beautiful illustration of it, is that team play did not exist in the earlier parts of this series. I lamented the lack of that team play when FC got their dub. Charlotte Phoenix were out here playing good Rocket League individually, but didn't have anything connecting them. Guess what? The connects showed up. We snapped to it. And Charlotte Phoenix take 3 out of 4 games here. An upset for sure. But again, the fans of Charlotte, the people that know this squad, aren't surprised.
I told you, man. There is absolutely no reason to doubt Charlotte's ability to take a game or two. It just came down to how well they were going to play, how quickly they were going to rotate, and how confident they were at continuing to do what works. Charlotte will bend. They very rarely break, but they're not good enough to beat top teams. This is the first time we are now watching a Charlotte Phoenix team that has proven that they can actually beat and beat well a team like FaZe, and that was impressive. That's just well done. Like, that was great.
I mean, that's the fun stuff. You know, Charlotte Phoenix have had an identity in a certain roster for a long time, and the organization kind of moved past it, and they have this new squad, and it's new life for this team, I think. You know, when we look at Beast of Bonium and Andy and Delta, these are guys that came out, and I mean, what was it before Loco? Frontline or whatnot? We saw results. We just didn't see all the way. And so for here, I'm happy about it.
We talked about in the start of Game 1 F. We talked about Beast of Bonium. We said that, you know, he was explosive in his start in the RLCS. He's kind of been up and down, but that happens to most players. He was quite literally the reason they won that Game 4. He was, when he needed to be on point, when Beast of Bonium needed to be Beast of Bonium, he answered the call multiple times. And that tells me more about a player than them having a slump in their season. Like, he knew what he had to do when he got done.
Well said. Charlotte Phoenix able to take this one above FaZe Clan. And with that, it puts them further. They are not solidified into the winners bracket of the knockout gauntlet, but they certainly are feeling it. Group A and D are done. Group B and C do have a couple of more games. We have Charlotte Phoenix again coming up against Continuum. Their performance here will tell us where they sit and how they stand. But for now, we are going to take a break. Charlotte Phoenix, one more time, is going to take a break as they go up against Continuum. Thanks for joining us and spending your afternoon with us here at UGC. We'll be back after the jump.